icon synonymous with the franchise. I mean, to this day, I still can't see an empty, foggy town without cracking the joke that we've arrived in Silent Hill. Yes, I am very cool. Originally, the fog was designed as a creative way to mask object pop-in and the game's low load range, a perfect example of hardware limitations leading to revolutionary new concepts. Although one thing I do want to mention is the myth that the town and its fog were inspired by a real-life location called Centralia in Pennsylvania, a town whose mines caught fire, forcing the locals to abandon ship, resulting in an empty settlement frequently shrouded in ash and smoke. And as cool and obviously tragic as this location is, it is not the inspiration for Silent Hill. That's an urban legend. The white snowflakes you see in the game aren't ash, it's snow. The similarities are just an eerie coincidence, one that apparently annoys Ito-san with its frequent citation. The movie's the main culprit for perpetuating this myth. It changed the world's lore to make the connection with Centralia more prevalent.
Bonfire's still burning underneath.
But that was just for the movies, and it doesn't reflect the game's actual inspiration, let it be known. Ito-san, follow me on Twitter. I want to playtest the Silent Hill remake. Looper? Anyone? Following the occasional spatter of blood, we head into an alley between two buildings and arrive at a small boarded entrance beneath the bridge. James, of course, isn't displaying an ounce of self-preservation. This dark tunnel does not look inviting, but regardless, we head in, passing through a gap to discover an iconic item, a radio with its static blurting out. If you know anything about Silent Hill, you'll know that static means danger, something we discovered to be true right this very second. Standing from the darkness, the game's first enemy rears its head, twisting and contorting. This creature's called the Lying Figure, and it's the game's most common enemy, appearing as a humanoid shape with pale legs and a distinct, armless upper body. Now, this game is renowned for its use of symbolism in creature design. Almost everything is dripping with subtle references to underlying psychological issues, either relating to James or the other people we encounter. This monster, for example, could represent Mary's sickness, one that left her bedbound, where she had to lay there wreathing in pain and coughing up phlegm and blood in a similar fashion to how these creatures move and attack. They're slow moving and easy to avoid, but when they fall to the ground, there's a chance they'll slither around like snakes, damaging James if we get in their way. Body horror and snakes, a nightmarish combination the world did not need. I did mention him a moment ago, but Masahiro Ito was the monster designer for this game, a very talented man who's actually being brought back to consult on the upcoming remake. His inspiration for the Lying Figure was apparently BDSM fashion, and more comically, the appearance of his co-worker who was walking towards him late at night. His hood was up, his hands were in his pockets, giving him a bizarre silhouette as he approached. In any case, we're not going to stand around and let this abomination have its way with us, so we grab a plank of wood from the fence behind and bonk it into oblivion. Speaking of the combat, it's slow, janky and awkward, but that's the entire point. We're just a normal person stuck in this hellscape. It manages to hit that sweet spot of not making the player rage and frustration, but also being stressful enough to encourage avoiding encounters where possible, to make us think twice about engaging the enemy, especially on harder difficulties. The combat is a point of contention with the remake. From the promotional material, it appears they're trying to modernise it, even adding the ability to dodge. This got the Twitter sphere in a tizzy. But hey, listen, if I've learned anything from previous games, it's that we'd better not assume anything until we've got our hands on it. All I'll say is people went mad about the dodge, but most of the games have this ability in some capacity, including the first game. It's not new, and as long as we're not rolling around like Nathan Drake on crack, it's probably a good addition. As with all things, it's a matter of nuance and balance. Defeated, James remarks on this unsightly beast.
What the hell is it?
I'm just glad there's an actual reaction to the monsters. He doesn't just move on like they're a dime a dozen, but much like all his reactions,
What the hell is it?
Very muted.
What the hell is it?
What the hell is it?
Unfortunate to what's going on. Either he's in serious shock, or it's a sign of his detachment state, almost like he's suffering from derealization, a condition where an individual feels the world around
Well,
him is
this isn't
unreal,
it.
something you'd forgive him for, given everything going on.
This thing broken?
What is it? I'll kill crocolisks and I'll skin and I'll fish.
And in an interesting touch, we can revisit this tunnel later in the game, only to find the entrance sealed with police tape, implying some violent crime took place here. This could be trying to plant the seed that we attacked a normal person in some kind of delusion, something that makes the silence and bloodied footprints even more ominous in retrospect because that creature does not fight back in any way. From this point, the streets are littered with lying figures that chase James relentlessly through streets, between alleys, and even from under cars. They add a sense of pressure as we run through, looking for the next destination, and all the sounds this creates between the static, the hissing and the spitting, it's sensory overload. Even though we're not in any real danger in the open streets with plenty of room to maneuver, it creates the feeling that we are. Following this main road down, we reach another dead end, but this time there's a camper van beside the gate, and inside we find a note asking us to head to Neely's bar. So we retrace our steps and head inside to find a map with yet another location. Not only that, but there's a message written in blood on the wall behind us. There was a hole here, it's gone now. While that might sound ridiculous, this franchise has always had a close relationship with holes and what they represent. Now the symbolism will change game to game, but in general, circles or holes represent two major themes. Firstly, holes require us to leap into the unknown, literally risking our lives to explore further. It represents a one-way journey into the abyss, where buried traumas reside, and a transition with our location in a way that completely disrupts our sense of reality. The second part of the symbolism is the circle of existence, where death, life, and rebirth are intertwined, with gods and children being reborn.
334.
In the first and second game. Circles are often used to represent the endless cycle Silent Hill appears to be trapped in.
Judgment Day.
There are other meanings you could investigate here, but I think these two.
Don't know why I hit that guy so hard, not the other ones. Whatever.
Anyway, we have another location, this time an alley we pass on our journey over to the camper van. It's worth noting, you can head straight to this alley and skip the wild goose chase altogether. I mean, most people probably don't even reach the caravan at all, but this isn't a game to be shortcut or speedrun. It's a game to be experienced, so I'ma do it right. Dodging multiple enemies, we make it to the end and find a body lying on the floor, its face bloodied and unrecognizable. But looking closer, its outfit is easily recognizable. It's the same outfit James is wearing. Is this spooky asset reuse or an ominous warning? Who knows? Grabbing a key from the body, we head to the Woodside apartments located just up the road, and the transition from loud monster-filled streets to the fenced-off courtyard is surprisingly tranquil. We're still in the thick of it, but the difference in atmosphere offers a temporary feeling of safety as we prepare to explore the Woodside apartments. Inside, the building's falling apart. Some might argue it's not an inviting space, but according to the map we found earlier, there's a path through these flats to Rosewater Park, so we get to work on finding it, heading upstairs and entering a long, dark hallway. Areas like this, with the camera angles being obscured, are where enemies can really become a nightmare. You can't see shit all, there's little room to maneuver, and all you can hear is this diabolical screeching. Sounding something like a cricket on a unicycle. This noise is from the creepers, which are basically demonic cockroaches. These noisy pests also featured in the first game, having spawned from Alessa's hatred of insects, and if anyone hasn't played the first game or is unaware of Alessa's story, I think a quick summary is important for understanding the context of this game. In short, Alessa Gillespie was a young girl who allegedly had some kind of psychic powers, and sadly these abilities made her the target of a cult known as the Order.
The demon is awakening, spreading those wings.
You see, they wanted to harness these powers with the goal of birthing their deity, a brilliant plan that included brutally torturing Alessa for years, ultimately ending in a ritualistic burning.
The dead will walk and martyrs will burn in the fires of hell.
During this final act, Alessa's powers manifested and she split her soul in two, resulting in a rift in reality. And instead of a god, it birthed the nightmarish town of Silent Hill as we know it. Basically, Alessa's tale's a tragedy, one that shaped the corrupt worlds each protagonist faces. And something you might know about the second game is the massive thematic departure. Silent Hill 1 was all about cults and demon gods, and while there are still traces of these themes, the second game is significantly more about the human psychology. The series would continue to jump between these themes, with some focusing more on occultism and religion than others, and I don't think that was a bad idea. If it were done right, it would have kept the plot fresh within the confines of of one town, although with the Silent Hill allegedly set in Japan on the way, it looks like that doesn't matter. Anyway, walking through these halls and finding an open door, we enter room 205 to find a torch illuminating the space. This light is attached to a mannequin, but it's not your typical creepy mannequin design. Its outfit is distinct, familiar even, and upon inspecting our picture of Mary, we discover that it's an exact match. Grabbing the light, we're able to get a better view of our surroundings, but we might wish we hadn't, because from behind the stand, a creature awaits. This monster is known as a mannequin and appears as a double-sided set of legs. They walk on one pair and attack with the other, perfectly balanced, as all leg monsters should be. Its design is arguably feminine in nature. It's literally a pair of long old legs, which yet again could be a reference to James's wife being bedbound. She would have hated her immobility, and this creature is literally two sets of legs walking about, almost mocking her condition. They won't attack us or even produce radio static until James gets close or turns his light on. This is a subtle mechanic the game never directly mentions. All of the monsters are attracted to James's light. If we turn it off, we have a much easier time avoiding them at the cost of visibility. It doesn't matter so much on the open streets, but in these claustrophobic halls, the extra space can save your ass. That is, if you have any idea where you're going. With our new flashlight, we can explore the rest of the apartments, finding a few resources here and there, but it's in room 209 that we encounter our next objective, a clock blocking a gap in the wall. Sadly, before we can crack on with the puzzle solving, we need to unlock the glass case. It would seem James can't bring himself to smash a collector's item, so we head upstairs in search of the f***ing key. Once there, along with some unsettling breathing, we find what we're looking for straight away. A key carefully placed just beyond these bars. All we have to do is reach it. Just as we're about to grab it, some snot-nosed brat kicks it and stomps on our hand. We don't know who she is or what she's doing here, but now the key's out of our reach and I am fuming. But you know what they say about every flat, because in room 301 just down the hall, we find our first firearm. Stepping in, the entire room is full of bullets. Every surface is relentlessly riddled, and in a trolley at the centre, our very own pistol, able to stop the twitchiest of monsters. The progress kind of comes to a halt here though, because we've explored every room and found enough to help us. Could this be our end? Are we stuck here forever in some hallway-based purgatory? Well, retracing our steps and walking through the downstairs hallway, this time we hear a scream. So naturally, we head in the scream's direction when the radio begins to crackle and for the first time, we encounter the game's infamous mascot. Stood staring just beyond a metal fence, we see the red pyramid thing, the Executioner, or as it's better known, Pyramid Head. It has many names, but the beast remains the same. A disturbing creature with a rusty metal pyramid for a head, dressed in bloodied butcher robes and often seen dragging an impossibly large blade. What this creature wants with James is, by this point, unknown. All we know is that he's watching us. We can't interact with it in any way, and bizarrely, James doesn't even acknowledge the horrific sight. So for now, we continue our journey, where we discover the source of the scream, a corpse sitting in front of a distorted TV. You can't really tell from the angle shown, but the character model is James Sunderland's. The clothing, the body structure, and even the face model are all James, something you'd only guess at without hacks or data mining. Despite the shock, we find a key to room 202 on a shelf nearby, so that's where we head, leaving the apartment to find our friend missing. Up to no good, I have no doubt. The room in question is mostly empty, bar a few cages which appear to house butterflies or moths that swarm us on entry. It's not until we check the bedroom that we discover the room's purpose, because on a wall marked by an ominous glow, there's a hole, and as the mechanical music kicks in, it's clear we got to shove our hand into this oozing orifice. Thank the gods they chose green ooze over saying, I don't know, white, because yeah, that would be a bit sus. We slowly reach inside, and after a rocky start, We pull out a key for the clock. Goated hole, never doubted it for a second. Although it does mean that the key the girl kicked earlier unlocks something different. Opening the clock, there are 3 arms to move around, and on the wall behind us, 3 scribbles. Henry, Mildred, and Scott, all accompanied with what looks like a direction. Now I'm playing on the hard puzzle difficulty, as all fans should, and as a puzzle, this one's no brain scratcher. Any guesses though? Go on, what do you think? Well, that's absolutely incorrect. What are you, stupid? The answer's simple. Henry equals hour, Mildred, minute, and Scott, seconds. Passing through, we can now reach the upstairs section and grab the key the little girl kicked away, which turns out to be a fire escape key. But before that, we stop into room 307 to discover a harrowing sight. Inside, Pyramid Head is back, interacting with 2 monsters in a distinctly violent and arguably sexual way. It undoubtedly implies a violent dominance over these creatures, and with the mannequins representing a more feminine aspect, it would seem Pyramid Head is meant to signify sexual violence in some way. Even the fact that James is hiding in the closet watching this unfold adds a perverted voyeurism to the events. Not wanting to see how this plays out, James readies his gun and unloads a clip through the closet. This causes the monster to walk away, instead of, pulling us out and adding our body to his roster.
I'm a scat man.
Once alone in this closet, we discover a key to the courtyard, which means we now have 2 keys to use if we can only find the doors to use them on. Taking a stairwell at the back of this new 2nd floor, we find a second lobby area containing some canned juice. And no, this isn't a massive healing item like a 6-pack of Fanta, it's the solution to a puzzle. In the first hallway we entered, there was a rubbish chute and it was all bunged up. Nothing we could do about it at the time, but by using this big heavy crate, we were able to clear the blockage, causing it to land in the dump outside. And once there, we snoop through the bins to find a coin, something that doesn't have any bearing to us yet. But more interestingly, on an old newspaper article, we find a reference to a series of murders carried out by none other than Walter Sullivan, which, if you remember from my Silent Hill 4 video, is the antagonist of the 4th game. The lore of the town really was so well established in the early days. I love a bit of foreshadowing.
My name's Walter. Walter Sullivan.
Anyway, heading back to the main lobby and using the courtyard key, we enter a large concrete square with a few seats and a nice family pool swarming with lying figures. At the centre sits another coin, although grabbing it is a dangerous affair and you'll easily soak up a few hits if you're not careful. Now we have 2 coins, the snake and the old man. Fuck knows what they're used for, but hey, I'm glad to have them. I'm a hoarder. Aside from the coins, this courtyard gives us access to a 2nd block of flats, and at the back in room 101, we hear a strange noise coming from the bathroom. Don't worry, it's not the burping nurses from the room. It's a real person, Eddie, who's being sick after encountering the dead body sat in the kitchen.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Do what? I didn't do anything. I swear. He was like this when I got here.
This does hark on the expression, the lady doth protest too much. Before James even speaks, he's already denying murder, despite no one accusing him.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Now, putting our suspicions aside, he seems like a decent enough person, more aware of the bizarre situation surrounding the town than Angela, although he does act like he's hiding something.
What happened here anyway?
I told you. I don't know.
Wanting some time to recover, he asks to stay put, so we say our goodbyes and move on, meaning there's only one thing left to do: try the fire escape. Opening it up, as always, it's not as we would expect. Climbing through the window of a separate building placed in impossibly close proximity, we enter the Blue Creek Apartments, where the layout of each room is slightly different, but the premise is the same. We need to find a way out. But not before James smashes his hand down the shitter. My brothers in Christ, no one even asked James to do that. Man said looks like something's blocking the drain and he went elbow deep. Thank Jeebus it wasn't a big old turd log, or that would have just been really upsetting for everyone involved. Turns out the blockage was a wallet, one containing a series of numbers that unlock a safe in the adjacent room for a bunch of bullets. And man, if I ever use the gun, I'll have ammo for days. Having a wander around, in room 105, we find a locked cabinet with multiple empty holes, which is where the coins we collected earlier come into play. We just need to find one more. And while hunting this coin down, in room 109, we run into Angela again, except this time she appears more depressed, staring at herself with a knife and contemplating drastic actions.
Yeah, I'm James.
This interaction is stranger than normal, with both appearing to almost jump between knowing each other and at the same time acting like it's their first encounter.
So, why did you come to this town anyway?
I'm sorry. Did you find the person you're looking for?
Not yet.
James tries to offer her some reassurance, talking her off the ledge and eventually asking for the knife.
Will you hold it for me?
Sure. No problem.
If I kept it, I'm not sure what I might do.
She agrees to give it over, but when we go to grab it, she starts screaming and brandishes the weapon at us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd be bad. Please, don't.
Realizing we were only trying to help her, she calls herself bad before walking off. This behavior, along with her habit to regress into a childlike state, is a telltale sign of historic abuse, particularly of younger children.
I'm sorry. I'd be bad.
But for now, she's away with the wind, so we take the knife and examine it for a moment before grabbing the final coin from the table. Bizarrely, we can't use this knife as a weapon. All we can do is hold on to it, which I'm gutted about. I was hoping for a game-breaking weapon like in Homecoming. At least now we have enough coins to solve the puzzle though, which consists of placing them based on the vague description given by the text on a plaque. Once we've done that right, we get a key to a previously locked apartment, inside which you might hear an ominous whispering. It's something along the lines of, "See my dead wife, come home to do some laundry." And apparently this whisper's random. There's a 50-50 chance it'll occur. So I was gassed when I heard it. The RNG gods blessed my playthrough and let me grab that audio. The room itself's empty, but crossing through the balcony, we find a bedroom with a key to the stairwell waiting for us. This is it. Our ticket out of here. So we head over, but once inside, the door locks behind us. We're trapped, and we're not alone, because our old buddy Pyramid Head is sat in the corner, once again, acting up, giving a monster the old filthy Frank treatment. Our goal here is to survive. This hulking beast can't be killed. Instead, we navigate this small space, avoiding its sword and grab attacks while returning fire where possible. It's a tense section where we know we're outgunned, but we have nowhere to hide. Do we even try to fight, or are we just wasting ammo? Every bullet sounds like it's bouncing off his metal head. What was only a few minutes felt like a lifetime. You can shoot him, which will end the section faster, but it's also time-based. Run around for long enough and the fight will end all the same. So to save ammo, you might be better off dancing around the area like Floyd Moneymaker himself. And after 5 or so minutes, an alarm will ring out. Upon hearing this, Pyramid Head will completely disengage us and walk into the flooded basement, causing it to lower as he descends to its depths, leaving us confused, likely injured, and fully aware that the only way forward is to follow the beast we just spent several minutes avoiding. The encounter was worth it though, because after taking the stairs, we exit the building to arrive in a back alley. Finally, we're out in the open air again. A beautiful sight that's rudely interrupted when we run into the little brat from earlier.
You! It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who stepped on my hand.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
This encounter has a few interesting points. Firstly, when James says, "What is she doing in this town?" she asks if we're blind.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
Which is an odd and very open statement with a lot of implication. Most interesting of which is that she's seeing something completely different to James, just entirely. Something that in her mind should make it very clear why she's here.
Are you blind or something?
Second is that she appears to know Mary, even claiming that James didn't love her before running off.
You didn't love Mary anyway.
I mean, is this child even real? That's the question most people will have by this point. Or is she some vindictive entity summoned by the town? Whatever the case, we follow the road, and the map we found earlier is true to its word. We're at Rosewater Park, anxious to find out if Mary really is waiting for us. Passing through the walled gardens, there isn't a great deal to see. That is, until we reach the waterfront and find a woman waiting for us.
No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife.
In a shock twist, this woman isn't our wife. It's a different person. One ironically called Maria, who looks exactly like Mary and has an eerily similar name.
See? Feel how warm I am?
You're really not Mary.
I told you. I'm Maria.
The only difference between this woman and James's late wife is her personality and dress sense, with Maria being outwardly flirtatious and sensual.
Feel how warm I am?
Understandably, this sends James into a spiral. He's struggling to wrap his head around this woman and her similarity to Mary, something that annoys this stranger at first, but it doesn't take long for her to start laying on the charm.
I'm all alone here. Everyone else is gone. I look like Mary, don't I? You loved her, right?
It's possible that James was so desperate to see Mary that the town conjured Maria as some twisted torment, basically giving James his wife, but also withholding her. She's within his reach, but not there at all.
No, you're not.
You can even argue that she's more sexual because that's what James wanted from his wife, a theory that adds to the sexual frustration themes we've seen demonstrated so far. Whatever the case, it turns out that the park isn't our special place after all. Whoopsie doopsie, our special place was actually Lakeview Hotel.
Is this your only special place?
Well, there's the hotel too, I guess.
This resort's on the other side of town though, and not only do we have to reach it, but Maria, our trustworthy friend here, she'll be joining us for the ride.
You're coming with me?
You were gonna just leave me?
Now the next section is technically an escort mission, with Maria hot-tailing it around the hills with us, but it's not really a burden at all. She stays out of the way, we don't have to heal her, and best of all, no matter how far we are, she'll automatically teleport when we go through a door. And honestly, that small addition might have stopped this section from being a nightmare. Escorting Eileen was a massive sticking point in the fourth game, but Maria isn't that. She's a narrative driver, not a child to be escorted.
I can't use a ladder with my arm like this.
And leaving the park, I don't know if it was just in my head, but the fog itself seemed thicker, obscuring more of the town, which would be a great way to represent how confused James is feeling right now. Having run into Maria, his thoughts would be all over the place, chaotic and foggy, like the town itself. Something I adore about the early Silent Hill titles is that their visuals hold up remarkably well. And I know that phrase gets thrown around a lot, but in this case, it's genuinely true. This game is more atmospherically disturbing than 90% of horror games made in its wake, despite having less technology to work with. It's a testament to mood and tone over pure fidelity. Even the camera angles themselves are often works of art, flicking between perfectly framed cinematography to almost voyeuristic affairs, stalking James through bushes or peering around door frames. I know it has its moments, but when it works, it's a thing of beauty. And with the remake leaving the fixed camera angles in favour of an over-the-shoulder perspective, they might struggle to recapture this magic. Even if it looks better, if it lacks the same tone, people won't be happy.
You were gonna just leave me?
It's worth noting that the version you're looking at now has been punched up thanks to a community project called Silent Hill 2 Enhanced. It's an unofficial patch bringing the PC version up to modern standards, and if you're gonna play the game, this is the way to experience it. It doesn't change the tone, it just cleans up what was already there, and the team in charge have done an amazing job. Kudos to them. But do you know what isn't a good way to experience the game? The HD re-release dropped in 2012. Comparison time. Here's the volumetric spooky fog from the original release. Here it is in the HD version. Here's the pier that we encountered Maria. Here it is in the HD version. Like, where is the fucking fog? I can see the map cutting off in the far corner. This is awful. And it didn't stop with the graphical issues, because new voice actors were even hired to re-record every line, changing interactions from this
Mary, could you really be in this town?
to this.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
Honestly, that's a matter of preference. I don't think one's inherently better. The HD version provides more emotion, but then again, the detached monotony is meant to mimic how messed up and confused the characters are. So take your pick. I won't judge. And in fairness to Hijinx Studio, these issues were mostly due to incomplete or missing source code, because apparently Konami decided to just bin it all after the game launched, which is insane in itself, but basically don't play this version. It does the game no justice.
Is this your only special place?
Anyway, back on the streets and heading for the hotel, our next destination is a bowling alley just down the road, one Maria doesn't want to enter for literally no reason.
I'll wait here. I hate bowling.
Bish, I don't like monsters all that much, but here we are. You know what? It doesn't matter. Enjoy the open air and demonic creatures. I'm a head in for a gander. A choice that pays off, because once inside, we stumble across a conversation between Eddie and the unknown kid.
So what'd you do? Robbery? Murder?
Nah, nothing like that.
Huh, you're just a gutless fatso.
What'd you have to say that for?
This conversation boils down to Eddie alluding to his questionable past, while the young lass viciously taunts him.
Fatso.
And wanting to intercept this little powwow, we quickly make our way through the lobby, but before reaching them, we hear Eddie ask an interesting question.
Did you find the lady you're looking for? What's your name? Mary?
Did you find Mary? Implying that this girl not only knows about her, but is also in Silent Hill.
Only idiots who are stuck in 2004 or something like that, use words like fatso. That's a fucking slang term from the 1950s. And you really got to get to the dregs of the idiot low IQ internet, you know, to find like a common usage of that word. It's such an old, fucking dumb. I know I'm talking about like the fat epithet part of it. I'm talking about like it's kitschy and dumb, kind of like the word keen. Anybody using that word, they sound like a fucking dinosaur person from the 50s to me, who's so out of touch that they're literally not aware that they're 85 years behind the last time somebody even used that word, and you have to drag up the idiocy from the internet to even get to it. Fatso. They used to, okay, the last time I heard that word used was in Warner Brothers cartoons from the 1950s. That was the last time it was like socially acceptable or even funny or even like usually normal or common to hear that word, and to hear some fucking nerd try and use it in the modern age to insult somebody is so fucking funny. That's such an old fucking like really base word. Like the reason Silent Hill is using it is because it is a 50s term. The Japanese were fascinated with the word fatso, so they used it. Like, you know, literally it's like a kitschy, dumb, old word, kind of like mondo, or like, I don't know, keen, or fab. You know, or tubular. It's like, it's that dumb. It's like one of those fucking contrived words that only hateful people use when they can't come up with better fucking like insults. So they dig up something out of the 1950s grave that nobody's used in 80 years, and they think it's funny. But no, you just sound dumb and old and out of touch. Even if you're a kid and you're using it, it's like really dumb and weird and kitschy and weird. It's like when they used that word MacGuffin, like that was a common word. I never heard the word MacGuffin in my life until internet YouTube. Like I never heard that word in my life, and I literally had a college degree in literature. Like, you know, I have went to private schools and stuff. I've never, and now this, you know, I know it's a common word now, but my mother is an editor. I've never heard her use that word. That is not a common word. I think you would probably hear it from screenplay writers in the 70s. But for some reason, the internet lag culture picked it up. And you'll hear them use it, and it's like, no. That shit was from 65 years ago. Fucking straight up meme. Fucking cringe. Why? And it's weird because it's the kind of language that my baby boomer parents would use. That would annoy me. It would annoy me. Like my parents would use that kind of language, and they are 80 years old. Literally, it's language that you would hear out of a baby boomer. It's very, very weird. It's very odd. Fatso. Or or MacGuffin. That is not those are not common words. They weren't all thrown around on the blacktop at the at your elementary school. They haven't been for like 80 years. I'm not kidding. So when you hear some weird kid try to use dinosaur fucking insults that my parents would use, you're like, what? Like, where did you even get that? Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get? It's because your grandpa calls you that. Your grandpa calls you fatso, so you call me that. But the difference is it's an 80-year-old man calling you fatso because that's a 50s term. You know what I'm saying? And you use it in 2023, and this guy uses it like they use it in Silent Hill because it's actually such a buzzword that it literally like kind of fascinated the Japanese, so they put it in their script because it is a meme. It's a joke word that you wouldn't have heard except for like 80 years ago. It's very weird.
Wait, there. I recognize them.
Kind of like tubular or something like that. You're like, what? Bro just started talking about bro just started talking about MacGuffins like we're all fucking English professors from the 1970s. We're all in the Dead Poets Society, but even the Dead Poets Society wouldn't have used the word MacGuffins. It is not a common fucking term. It's some stupid. If someone overused it on Reddit or something like that, who probably does have a lit major, and people are like, "What's a MacGuffin?" And it sounds Irish or Scottish or something like that, and they started overusing it, and you can tell it's the sort of language that just annoys me. You know you're old when this language annoys you. Not because it's like, like for me, language was like cool, the word cool, or dude, or like, like, I don't know, if something was good, it's bad, or, like if something was really good, it would be fat with PHAT or whatever, like the fat beats on the street, you know what I'm saying? Or that kind of thing. Or whack, if you sucked at it. You're whack. There's a lot of interesting stuff that probably drove my parents crazy. But the words that these kids use sound like 50s nerds bullshit. And it's the kind of 50s nerd words that like I would say like you would see on Happy Days. It's like a Happy Days buzzword. You're hearing some kid from Reddit use it, and you're like, what? Like, where did you even dig it up? Where'd you dig up that dinosaur bone? And then you started using it in your videos, and now all the dumb kids who watch the same videos start using the word MacGuffin. That is not a common word. I'm sorry, but I was like, wait, what'd you say? What'd you say? That is a word that I heard in my college English class. That is not a word that you would hear on a YouTube video. It is a very specific word that is used by like very tools of the trade writers for a specific thing. And I guess some YouTube writer along the line actually had some skill, I guess, because but I mean, but the word shouldn't have become popular. It's a misusage. It bothers me a lot. Boomer bothers me a lot too. That's a misusage because there actually is a fucking it's called disambiguation, right? Boomer is such a stupid word for the kids to use because there's actually a generation named the baby boomers who are actually 80 years old. Who actually do have like, okay boomer moments and all this, right? But you call 40-year-olds boomers. I've never understood that either. Because it's kind of like you're calling the color red blue. Or the direction left right. It's like literally disambiguation. It's like calling something that it's that could be mistaken by something else that's in the exact same arena. It's like literally a word described for a generation that's inaccurate because there's another generation named Boomer. You're so stupid you couldn't get your generation terms right. Just like the word MacGuffin and the word fatso. That shit's out of the 50s. You guys are played out and digging through graves trying to sound like nerds from the 50s. It is a vibe I don't really understand.
You're right. Sheena and Burke are strong.
What's with these homies dissing my girl? Why do they always got a front? It's like you guys are dressed up like Buddy Holly, using words like fucking MacGuffin and fucking fatso and shit. And it's like all I see is this picture of a fucking nerd with glasses dressed up like Buddy Holly from the Weezer video. And I kind of want to punch you. You know, it just brings up some bully energy in me. And I'm like, man, that's a fucking nerd that needs a wedgie. He's using words like fatso and fucking MacGuffins. Like, oh, that nerd needs a wedgie. You would have been eaten alive in high school. You're so stupid. Your language is stupid. Oh, better go confuse the boomers with another generation named boomers. That sounds smart. Pretty high IQ move there. The language, I don't know, like you can say what you want about words like cool and dude. And we use the word bitch a lot. We call women bitches a lot. We were like really like dumb. And like bitch ass was a really common word. This bitch ass motherfucker, right? Or whatever. There was a lot of slang from the ghetto and shit. But all of that, it sort of makes sense and you know what the person means when they say the word. When a kid uses the word like boomer, you got to kind of wonder, are you talking about the 80-year-old or the 40-year-old there? Because you couldn't really mistake those two. They're actually a generation apart. So you mistaking those two just makes your entire generation look like you don't know how to use a Wikipedia. In that you're the generation who uses Wikipedia. You know? And so, and I use the word boomer now too because it's so widely used that, I mean...
Dunmoder has fallen to the Dark Iron Dwarves!
Oh, no.
My wounds are grave, adventurer. Most of the regiment was killed. The Dark Iron thugs attacked us before we could regroup from the Thandol Span ambush.
Thandol Span
Our leader,
ambush.
Longbraid, sounded the retreat horn. As we left the town,
I've got a
I was hit
retreat
by a
horn you
stray
can
axe in the
sound.
back. All went black. I awoke here in Menethil, but I fear for my fellow soldiers.
from Sheena.
Hope still burns within me.
The raider.
Perhaps Longbraid is still alive. See if you can find him near
One thing.
Dunmoder, person.
We're almost.
Free water. Crawl out through the follow, baby. Suck on my penis. Okay, LFM, farm, dark iron, need all, can some, PvP in here. I need arms.
See if you can find a way to open it.
Fill your tankard and pull up a chair. We've stories to tell.
Oh,
and
thank
kegs
God,
to
sweet
empty.
nectar. Oh, lovely nectar of the vine. I'm just going to sell all this so I can buy more of it because I need it. Oh, no. What can I do? Do I have money in the box? I don't have money in the box. Why is that the case? Well, whatever. I've entered everything.
The asteroid is depleted.
Crawl out through the fallout, baby. I don't know. Sure, whatever. Just do that thing or whatever. Yeah, like Hellcat eyes only. With the radiation left. Am I like doing this right here? Yes, use the thing for thing. Hellcat's eyes only. Go, damn it. Yes, open the door. Hellcat eyes only, and it's an unlock to the door. Okay, do I swim up there?
Sure is better than dealing with the fanatics as a kid. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
It's true.
I love killing chumps. Think I'll buy a new gun with my next cut.
Is this thing on? Yeah.
The Hellcats are nothing like those pansy-ass settlers.
They're like up there and you want me to kill them, I guess? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
I heard something. I'm hit.
Yes, you are. Oh, I hit the bridge. No. You're dead meat. You're dead meat. You're dead meat. Blah, blah, blah. I want to run classical now.
Really? You and that little girl are the ones giving my mercs all this trouble. We Hellcats don't put up with anyone getting in the way of us or our calves. This ends now.
See, that was completely off my bar now. Why is that completely off my bar? That makes no sense. Yeah, you killed me, huh? Oh my god. You're shooting me. Ah, robots. Die, robot. Die, you. Thorns. I want entangling roots on F. Wait, there's a raid? There's a raid here. That did it, bound him. That's funny. You're killing me, and it's annoying. Please stop that now. Ah! You're so annoying.
You can't escape from me.
They're dead? Why are they all dead? Oh, it's PvP? This sucks. I want to leave, kind of. Whatever. Oh my god.
What brave adventurer sends word from Menethil? Ah, adventurer they call you. You bring hope to a hopeless situation. 'Tis good news indeed that young Harlow survived. While fleeing, he received a grievous wound. We had but little time to send him on his way on the back of the only surviving steed with the regiment. But now we face a perilous situation. Don Moder has fallen, and we are but a shadow of the great regiment we once were.
Wow.
You could run. I'm trying to kill you, you know. I hope we can still be friends when this is all over.
Just gonna turn this off and let them fucking keep shooting forever or whatever. This is why I don't like blob PvP. Wow, that's a bad layout. Need Healbot. I don't know where it is. I can't. That is so. I mean, I guess it's like. I'm not going in first, I'll tell you that. Oh, I'm gonna get this. Oh, good.
The asteroid is depleted.
heal bar, but I don't know what it looks like. Just go to that. That's like a little better, but the pets are fucking huge. The pets are huge, though. There we go. There's a more manageable thing. A little bit better, you know? Not a little bit, but a lot better. Why does everybody else run faster than me? It's weird. Because I think because I'm the only one not by the hunter. I don't have aspect of the pack.
Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
Oh, I got the gloves mining right. He just got a good ring. That's a good shit. Oh, I do like this druid. It's fun as hell. I like this public raid. Fun as hell. I hope they do more of this with like the oh man, bug parts will be fun as hell. Never mind, this barrel melts. Got my bombs. I got my raid bombs. I didn't know I had to do a raid to do it. Yeah. I like public raids like this. I love public raids like this. I'm having so much fun. I should put on some really good fucking music. Haha. Fun as hell. So annoying. Ew, what's this? My bar got all jacked up there. There we go. Oh, he's low. That's so good for me. Watch this. Fine, run then, bitch. Fine. Run from me then. Fucking annoying. I don't know how the shaman lived. He was at half health when I started. How did he live? The fucking druid is so annoying. Make them all nervous. Stormtrooping. Fucking bullshit. Where are you going back there? Was the druid weak? I don't know. I can't tell. Gotta get up where he doesn't see me. Like, way over here. I wish I could do something to one of them. I could hibernate him and kill his friend. I could open hibernate on the druid, right? I could hibernate the druid. I just need to get it on my bar or whatever. Where's the hibernate? I can't remember. Okay, so try this. Yeah, try this. I want to hibernate the druid and waste the shaman. Let's see if I can do it. I'm going to try. Oh, no. Oh, come on. That druid slept for so long. How did he do it? How'd they do it? It's because they both were hitting me, right? Yeah, he got out of it somehow. I don't know. That was so annoying. I gotta remember to do the entangling roots to stop them. Damn it. It's always a 2v1, and it always makes me look bad. It's so annoying. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not good at 1v2s anymore. I mean, I used to be in like when they let you have that kind of power, but now it's like pretty hard. Everybody's been playing video games for like 20 years, and I mean, it's like pretty hard to actually to 1v2. It's like fairly hard in games where they're actually competent. It's fairly hard. You got to actually like CC them like I did and make a real attempt at it. The hibernate opening is funny. I'm gonna bang hunters that way. What can they do? They can't stop. I'm gonna kill hunters. Their pet can't do shit. I'll open hibernate and waste the hunter with the entangling roots or whatever. Oh, you stupid annoying duo. I know where they're gonna be. I don't know. Are they back there? They aren't back there still, are they? Fucking annoying. No, they left. I do like the druid. It is fun. As my gear gets better, it'll just get easier. I need Atlas to tell me where to go. Oh, okay. I need a map module, but I do. I have this thing. Isn't that? Yeah, this is. Wait, what? Okay, I don't know. I'm looking for Atlas loot. There we are. So, dungeons and raids. I'm looking for. I'm looking for druid items. Yeah, items, model. No, items. We're looking for, yeah, not rage, fire, or wailing, or dead mines, or shadowfang. But, yeah, what's in there for me? That's it? Wait, what? No. Wait, I mean, I don't really understand. Oh, no, I see each boss or whatever. Yeah, I see each boss, but trash mobs, defias, gunpowder, or keys. So I can see what each boss drops. So in the dead mine, yeah, there's nothing here. The lavishly jeweled ring is good, but it's not good enough. I need an actual agi ring. Yeah, there's nothing in there that oh, the cape from Van Cleef himself. I've got to run dead mines for a long time. Yeah, until I have both the cape and the chest. The chest and the cape. They're both good. The blackened defias armor. Yeah, and this is how you do it. You just run dungeons. Like tomorrow, I'll just run dead mines. I'll just park in front of dead mines. I'll just run it for hours until I have that chest piece and that armor. And when I'm full... Oh. I love the wind fear. It's actually really cool. Oh no. Fucking annoying. Come on, hurry up. God damn it. Kill him. I don't want another one, hurry up. Oh, you're so annoying. Okay. Oh no, again? God damn it, hurry up. Oh. Nope, can't get more. Fucking so annoying. What? No. Here, he reset. Okay. Works for me. I got anything else here? Man, Feral can't heal for shit. I have aggro, do I? Oh, come on. No, he ran, is what it is. Oh, you fucking idiot. Die. Fucking die. Just die. You're so annoying. I was like, why can't I get out of combat? I thought he dropped combat. I was like, okay, okay. Okay. I believe I will stop here. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm capped, so I don't really see why I can't just exit game right here. Yep, no problem. Yeah. So I am going to stop here, guys. It is 1:38 in the morning. I've been streaming for 14 and a half hours and recording for 14 and a half hours. And I am ready to stop this session. I want to thank you so much for hanging around with me. And thank you so much for paying attention to me. And I love you guys. And you have a wonderful day. Take care. Oh, actually, before I go, just station identification. I'm a skycat.live, full-time variety gamer, all day, every day. Put me on in the background. There's a cat here. Click on the cat's face to donate. Here's all this stuff. Enjoy. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. Love you. Bye.